Our SA Express workers aren't giving up their fight to retain their jobs and save the airline. They've now written to President Cyril Ramaphosa after numerous attempts to recoup 3 months' worth of outstanding salaries fell on deaf ears. Workers have highlighted the importance of the airline to both the President and Cabinet. Lebogang Matlala is the author of the letter. He joins me now. Lebogang, good evening. It's a pleasure to have you on News at Prime. Firstly, tell me about the context of writing this letter and in particular the role that you play at SA Express.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. We wrote this letter to further stem the fact that SA Express has been and is one of the role players when it comes to transformation. As the country has seen in terms of the Civil Aviation Authority's annual report that came out just recently, the numbers that we have seen there in terms of the black and Indian and colored pilots is at a very low. We're looking at numbers as 12.55% and 6% respectively. And this is the reason why we decided to write to government to further tell them that with SA Express, with the years that it has been producing these our pilots of our color. And just pleading to government and telling them and reminding them that they gave flight to a black child and to further do not close the opportunity for us. And this is the reason why we wrote to government to remind them that they did this for the black child. And the black child got an opportunity because without SA Express, honestly speaking, there is no company, there is no airline in South Africa that is able to take a pilot from a commercial pilot level and into the airline industry. So SA Express is currently the only company that was able to bridge the gap between having your commercial pilot and qualifying as a commercial pilot and getting into the airline industry.
Lebogang, perhaps speak to me about your own personal journey with SA Express and how it helped you.
Well, SA Express has helped me greatly. When I finished in matric, we had no funds to actually go for funding. Pilot training is something between 700 to $1 million, and my company, especially my family, we did not have that kind of money. And fortunately enough, through my hard work in terms of my marks at matric, I was able to then apply at SA Express, which at the time was running the full program of the cadet program, and I was able to join in. Prior to that, I had to try do it on my own because there was a period where the program itself was frozen. So my mother, I remember there was a time where she left, she was a teacher, she left education, and we used part of her pension money for me to start my flying career. And at the time was for my PPL, which is around about 100,000. And that's the money that I started to at least engage in this industry, but it was not near enough to cover all my training. And fortunately enough, with government and the support of SA Express, I was able to join into the company. And yeah, here I am right now.
What have the past couple of months been like, especially for somebody like you, who of course has, spent the bulk of their own career investing in this organization? Sure.
If I can even start to begin, I've recently just got another a new addition to the family. She's 4 months now, and when this hit, it was exactly a month when she was born, and only to find out as well that there are third parties that haven't been paid from our salaries which we received in February, which means that my medical aid has lapsed. And it's quite a difficult time because we even found out that my little daughter, she's lactose intolerant. So when we went back to the doctor to find and get medication and everything, we could not receive all those services because my medical aid has been suspended. And the prospect of finding jobs in aviation currently, especially us as black people, is quite dim for us. And if government doesn't step in and give us what is due to us. Because another thing that should be noted, that it's work that we have done already. We're not asking government to from their coffers or anything like that, but it is to remunerate us for the work that we have already have been done. It is the first time in the country where you find a company, people fighting for retrenchment. You always find people fighting to stop retrenchment. We are fighting to at least receive retrenchment so that we might be buried in dignity. There's our colleagues at SAA, and bless them, they are more fortunate that they are getting retrenchments, and they are even getting an incentive payment, whereas we are sitting without salaries for 3 months, which for us we feel is not fair, and it's indecent for government to treat us in this manner. We take this uniform, which we have fought so much for to wear, and now we are taking it to the streets. It's for me, and I don't know, for the people of South Africa, it's quite unacceptable to us.
Lebogang, before I let you go, just let me know, what do you want the president to do?
We would like the president, as he has the highest office in the country, to engage DPE, to engage Treasury. We do not say revive. If they could revive SA Express, it would be great, and will give opportunity to the black child, because if without SA Express, there is no window of opportunity for the black child to fly again. And if they could not, or they cannot find the money to resuscitate SA Express, the least that they could do is then retrench us and give us packages so that we might be able to live with our families. Because if we are liquidated, we will not be able to receive the monies that we have worked so hard to work for in our pension funds. It's going to be locked until the liquidation process is complete. And if we get retrenched, at least we'll have access to that money that we ourselves have worked for and earned. So this is the plea that we give to His Excellency Cyril Ramaphosa.